Hello everybody. Look, on the channel I wanted to talk about, and I promised to talk about, why we moved to Tasmania, how we got here, what brought us here, why we like it, for anybody who might be thinking about moving to Tasmania, and I know a lot of you are. We came from Queensland, so I'm going to get into a little bit of that quickly and explain to you how we did it, because a lot of people just seem to find that a bit overwhelming. Yeah, and we love it. So, okay, 5 years ago, roughly, the heat in Queensland was just getting crazy. So, and to be honest, and I do want to be honest about everything, I was going through early menopause, which for any other ladies out there going through the same thing, it is not pleasant. Add that into Queensland humidity and it's unbearable. So I was walking around a dripping mess, literally. You'd get out of the shower and you'd just be dripping anyway, so what was the point? Everything was harder. It was just too hot, you know, and I really don't miss getting into a car and you can't even hold the steering wheel because your hands are burning because it's just so hot. So it got to the point where we just went, you know what, we need a better climate that is a bit more livable. I really wanted to indulge in my passion for gardens and growing things, and as you know, if you've been here to Headmaster's Cottage, that's what we do. We've created a beautiful acre of gorgeous gardens over the last 5 years. So anyway, what happened? We decided we'd best take a holiday to Tasmania, which I do suggest everybody does first. So we booked a 2-week holiday and did what everybody else seems to do. We went to Hobart and hired a car, and we drove down to Cygnet, around that area, and we drove up the east coast and had a little look around different areas. And to be honest, I was hugely disappointed. I was looking for this beautiful green lush place that I'd been told Tasmania was, and at the time we went down there it was pretty brown and dry and yeah, not what I thought it was going to be. So we got back after our holiday. I mean, we enjoyed it, don't get me wrong. It's a different pace of life, a lot slower than where we came from in Queensland, and the traffic certainly was joyful to drive around in. However, yeah, we got back and I was a little bit, wasn't quite what I thought it was going to be. Anyhow, got on good old realestate.com, and we were scouting around, and actually one of my friends had said to me, well, did you get up to Burnie and the northwest coast? And no, we didn't. We sort of stopped. I think we didn't come across any further than Launceston. Big mistake. To be honest, the area that we've now settled in, the northwest coast, Boat Harbour, I think is one of the most stunning places in the world. So it's beautiful, it's green, it's lush, the soil is incredible. So got back on realestate.com and a property came up, and it was at a place called Ridgely, and it was just magnificent. The price was right. One of the other factors for moving down here, obviously my husband wanted to retire early, I wanted to retire early, we wanted to be more financial, so downgrade our property to something more affordable so that then we could have no mortgage, and that's something else I can talk about later if you want me to, how to retire early. There is a lot of tips and tricks sort of involved in that. And we wanted to change our whole lifestyle for something a little bit more natural, self-sufficient, and yeah, slower paced. So this property came up. I thought it was gorgeous. We did what a lot of people said we were crazy to do, and we put an offer on it, sight unseen. So I trusted the real estate agent. You know, we had a video walkthrough, basically we could see the property. It just looked amazing, and we took a punt. So we put an offer on it, and that offer was accepted, and that was just prior to, must be 6 years actually, because it was just prior to COVID. And so how did we go from there? Sold everything, garage sales, online marketplace, rented our property out because it wasn't able to be sold before we left, and brought a couple of trailers, did a couple of trips down in the car with trailers. We didn't hire a furniture removal. We sold pretty much everything, so I laughingly said the guys bought all of their shed stuff. My son and my husband filled up the cars and the trailers with all of what they thought was important, and I sold all of the furniture. And I flew down with the cat and the dog, and the boys drove down. So they came down twice, went down, dropped cars, came back, blah blah blah. We made it work, and got down to Tasmania, and I was the first to arrive. Looked at the place. It was better than the pictures and the videos that I'd seen online, and just absolutely fell in love. Yes, probably not the smartest move, and I wouldn't really recommend it to everybody. I'd say definitely do your due diligence, but for us it was awesome. So that was the first step. And then my husband got a job in a local mine down here, and I set about, we had 5 acres of gardens at that point. That was a different property to what we're in now, and I wanted to do Airbnb, which we did successfully for a couple of years, and and then we found this property at Boat Harbour, and we've been having a ball with it ever since. So if you're thinking about moving to Tasmania and you're just not sure, you've got any questions, feel free to ask me anything you like, and I'll help where I can. But for us, the cheapest way of doing it, as I said, was moving everything ourselves, selling everything pretty much before we got down here. I brought some brand new mattresses from Aldi's, which I do miss. I will say that's one of the things I miss. We don't have that in Tasmania. And they were, the rolled up vacuum packed ones. So we had those. They came down with us so that we could just have something to sleep on until we had great fun exploring Tasmania, buying all our furniture off Facebook Marketplace, which actually allowed us to find our way around Tasmania. We drive off and pick things up and collect our little treasures again to furnish our property. So that's how we started. So stay tuned, and I'll tell you a little bit more later.